Hey YouTube, what's going on guys? Sorry it's been so long since I've posted a video. It's probably been a few months, I'm gonna guess now. The weather's just been really cold up here in New England and stuff, and I really been busy doing some detailing work and whatnot, and trying to gather up some parts for the OBS build. So yeah, sorry I've been away. It's a beautiful day out here, and I kept telling myself I gotta make a video. I gotta keep things going here so I can get my page going. So today's video I'm gonna be showing you guys my new axles for the 7.3. So most of you guys know they got a Dana 60 in the front of these and a Sterling 1025 in the rear, and I'm gonna be going to the Super Duty axles. And I'm doing that because this truck should be making a good amount of power. If you guys watch my old videos, it's got 250, 200 injectors, Hydro custom tunes, Borg Warner 467.7 turbo, adrenaline high pressure oil pump. It's got head studs, valve springs, push rods, 4x4 fab, e-fuel kit. So I mean, it's got tons of fuel, tons of oil, tons of air. So it's definitely been making good power. I'm really hoping to get about 550, 600 horse out of this thing. I'm going to have it dyno tuned at some point. But if you guys want to look into that, I'll probably do some more videos on it. But if you look on my page and you're interested in seeing all the performance upgrades I did to this truck, feel free to check out my channel and watch them. And I hope you guys enjoy it. I'll just give you guys a quick sneak peek. I'm gonna get rid of this air filter. I just did that temporarily so I could drive the truck down the road and take it for a test run. I didn't want it sucking any crap in. Eventually I'm gonna make an intake up for it that comes over here by the inner fender well in there. But I figured I'd just give you guys a quick little peek at it while I'm here for any of you guys who might have not seen any of my previous videos on YouTube. Definitely a good chunk of change in this motor. I kind of wish I had the turbo power coated now, but that's all right. I can always do that later. It's already starting to rust up pretty quick. But yeah, so this is my 97 project, and this video will be for my axle swap. So I'll close this now. I just wanted to go over real quick why I'm axle swapping it. The major thing is I'm looking for a better ride quality. But not only that, I'm also looking to have disc brakes in the rear as well. These Sterling 1025s on this year truck, they have drum brakes in the rear, and I've just had terrible luck with them. Seems like I always the adjusters never work. I'm always down there fooling around with the adjusters on them, and you can't get them. You either get them where they're not enough to stop and they're not compressing enough, or you get it where it's too much and they're dragging when you're going down the darn road. So I'm just really, I don't know, maybe I'm just doing something wrong. And not only that, it's really difficult to do, well, not terribly difficult to do drum brakes, but it's a lot more annoying than doing disc brakes. I mean, the disc brakes are pretty easy compared to the drums. So I'll be able to do the brakes way faster, and the disc brakes will probably stop the truck a lot better compared to the drums in the rear. And then I figured I might as well do the front axle as well, because I'm looking for a nicer ride quality. And not only that, these are kind of a pain to do the front brakes on too. They're not terrible as long as you're not doing the rotors, but if you got to do the rotors, you got to pull the whole front hub off, and you got to pack all the bearings with grease again every time. And you got to pound every single stud out of the rotor and swap them over to your new rotor. It's kind of just a pain in the butt when you just unbolt stuff and slide it out versus taking the whole hubs apart, So that was another reason why I ended up going with the Super Duty axle, is for the brake setup and for the ride quality. Because having coilovers on the front of this truck is going to make it ride way better than it did in 97. So let me continue here. These axles supposedly have 64,000 miles on them. I bought them off a friend of mine who was going to use them, and his turbo blew up in his 6.0, so he needed the money to fix a turbo. So I paid him for these. I got them for $1,000, which I don't think is a bad deal. I mean, they are a little rusty. They're from New England, but I'm going to have somebody go through, sandblast them. The calipers look newer in the front. not really sure if they are. I'm probably just gonna do new calipers anyways, because that way I'm not gonna have to worry about whether they're not working or not. I'll just take them off, get new ones. And I mean, the rotors don't look too bad either, but I'll probably just do new rotors, new pads, because I'm freshening the whole axle up anyways. I'm honestly going to do ball joints as well. I'll do the tie rod ends while I'm in there. The steering stabilizer doesn't look too rusty or anything. I mean, I know this piece is plastic. I'd have to undo the ratchet strap, see if it'll compress or whatnot, but I'm not too worried about it. I plan on doing a dual stabilizer setup from like Fox or Bilstein anyways. And these are it. And I got the control arms underneath, and I have the springs for it over here at the house too. They're just not over here with the axles. I haven't had a chance to move them yet. I just got them on Sunday. It was raining, so I just dropped them here. I was going to drop them off down there where I was going to put them. But yeah, I mean, one thing I did notice, it was raining when I got them, and I wish I would have noticed this. It looks like I might need a pinion seal here, because it's got a good amount of grease there, but that's all right. I plan on freshening it up anyways, because I'm going to do new diff covers on them. I'm going to do the Banks diff covers. Those are really nice. They hold more fluid, and they have the fins like this cover here, so they'll run a lot cooler. Plus, you know, I don't really know the mileage on these axles. The kid says 64,000 on them. The truck, they came out of a 2010 f350 6.4, and I'm not really sure if that's the truth or not, so I'm just going to change the fluid to freshen it up anyways. New fluid, new diff covers. I'm going to get Fox shocks all the way around. Like I said, ball joints, tie rod ends, new calipers, rotors, pads, and sandblast them, paint them up. And then I'm not sure what I'm going to do for a drive shaft just yet. I think I'm going to try to take the yoke out of the 7.3 rear end and put that in there. And then I'm thinking about doing the Super Duty leaf springs in the rear. What's nice is I'm not, obviously it's going to need new backing plates too. I'm going to change them out because those got all banged up somehow. But like I was saying, these rear ends, believe it or not, if you guys are just looking to put this rear end for the disc brakes in your OBS trucks, these rear ends will bolt right up to the factory leaf springs from a 97. So I think that's the route I'm going to do, just get some new springs for it so they're newer and they'll ride better. They're not all worn out. But I am very tempted to get the 2010 leaf springs and drill some holes in the frame so I can bolt it up that way with the 2010 hangers, because you'll have to change the hangers out and they're not made to bolt up to that frame. So that's probably where I stand at that. But no, I might do a 4-link conversion too for the control arms. I haven't really made up my mind yet. I plan on doing a little work to the front end in this truck as well. My 2015 6.7. I want to do the dual stabilizer kit from Fox. I want to do a leveling kit with Fox shocks all the way around, and I want to do the Banks covers on this truck. This truck's got 145K on it right now, so I'd like to get the diff fluid changed. I think you're supposed to do it like every 100,000. I'm not sure if the previous owner had done it. Actually, I just got done washing it. I'm going to make another video today too. I know I promised you guys that I'd do a little review on this truck, so I'm going to do that next after this video. But yeah, here they are, and I'm pretty excited. You know, it's my project truck. I've been taking my time on. I've been working on it for about 2 years probably now. And I'm honestly thinking that I'm just going to have another frame on the side. I'm going to get one from down south. There's nothing wrong with this frame. It's completely solid, but I think I'll be able to sell the frame and axles with I just put brand new shocks on that too. So I think I can just sell that whole frame and axles with the new shocks. And it's got new brakes all the way around on it too. I can probably sell that for a good chunk of change to somebody to pay for these axles and the frame that I end up buying. I'm going to get one from down south that's not pitted. Like I said, this frame's actually very clean on this truck. It's not too bad, but it's got some pitting, as you can see. You know, it's a It's a 97. And I had cleaned it up, I power washed it, wire wheeled it down, acetoned it, repainted it. Don't mind the flat tire. This tire keeps going flat on me because of the hot and cold weather. But the frame's really solid on this truck, and it's not bad. I feel like it'll be easier to just have a nice rust-free mint frame with no pit marks. Consider I'm gonna do all the body work on this truck. You know, I got a new bed for it from down south. I got a nice tailgate. I got southern fenders. I got rust-free doors for it. The bottom lips are rusting. And I'm gonna do the cab corner on this side and rocker. It used to be really clean when I first bought it, but unfortunately, I'm gonna have to do all that because of the lovely New England weather, and this truck will never see winter again. But I think it'll be easier if I can just get a frame, sandblast, and paint it up. Have it sitting right here where my truck is, right next to this one. Then I can have these axles all sandblasted down, painted up, all freshened up, ready to go in. I can put those in, do my axle conversion kit. It'll be a lot easier, obviously, not having the body on there in the way and whatnot when you're trying to bolt everything up for it. So I have that all bolted up and put together. And then I'll take my motor, transmission, transfer case, drive shafts, pull them over, put it in that frame, and then I can take the cab off, put the cab over on that frame, and then I'll probably just leave the bed off and the tailgate off and like the bumpers off and whatnot, because at that point, once it's swapped over, I'll make sure everything's good to go and it runs and whatnot and moves. And then I'm gonna take it to the body shop. I'll bring the bed and tailgate there separately, all the bumpers separately, the hood separately, things like that, the new doors and whatnot, because I want the truck painted red again, just like it is. And I'm going to be doing it panel by panel. So either way, if I brought it to the body shop like this, the body shop's gonna have to take all these panels off because they spray the insides, the outside of the panel, they go panel by panel. So at that point, I think it would make more sense to bring it disassembled with the body, because of the fact that it'll save me money from paying them to take all the stuff off to put it back on. They'll just have to take the stuff, paint it all up, put it on, line it up, and it'll be good to go. I think it's going to save me a little bit of money in the long run. And like I said, time really isn't a factor with this. I've been, you know, tooting around with this truck for last 2 years. And like I said, you know, take your time, do things right. That's the biggest thing. I've had a lot of help, and I've learned a lot on this build as well, which is very nice. And the biggest thing is you don't want to rush through something that you want perfect in the end, and you want to look how you want it and look great. You know, you want to take your time on something like this that you're building, because in the end, you didn't take any shortcuts. You're not going back and having to fix this and that. You know, it's just all done right, and you're doing it once, you know. So that's what I'm really going for with this truck. To be honest with you, I'm going to give you guys I'm not really sure what the wheel setup's going to be just yet. I'm still debating on that. But for you know, most part of the truck, it's just going to be pretty original looking for the most part. I have some smoked headlights for it that I'm going to be putting in. And then I have a new grill for it, and the grill's going to be painted red inside. The whole truck's going to be painted the red color of this fender. The rest of it's faded out, but this is the factory color right here on this fender, because this was a new fender I had put on. And this fender right here is going to be what the color this whole truck's going to be. And then I still need, I don't know what I'm going to do with these mirrors just yet. It's pretty hard to find a rust-free set of these. I'm hoping I can, and if I can't, I might end up just grinding these down and color matching them to the truck, and then polishing these up or re-chroming these. And then it's not going to have any of the stripping on it. It's just going to be a regular, no chrome trim or nothing, just regular, all red around. And I'm even going to put the f350 XL badges on it, because it is an XL. And I'm going to keep the smoke cab lights to go with the headlights. And then I'm not sure about tail lights just yet. I'm probably Probably gonna do some kind of smoke taillights, maybe to match the front. I don't know. I do really like the OEM look of the factory taillights. And then this tailgate, I got a really good score on this. It's got a few dings on the top, but that's nothing for a body shop to fix. That's not gonna be too expensive. But this is what I was really, really happy to see. I mean, look at this panel. I mean, this panel is immaculate. There's a few light scratches in this plastic here, but I can buy that piece for one if I'm really that worried about it. Not only that, that plastic, any scratches on it should buff right off if I buff it, which is nice. And I just have to buff up the chrome here. And other than that, I mean, this panel is an awesome shape. Other than this little nick here, I'm not sure what I can do about that. But other than that, this panel, it's pretty hard to find one that's not dented or hanging off, or this is cracked and busted, this plastic piece. This panel is in really, really good shape, and I was really glad to find this. But like I said, there's just a little ding up here, and that's it. This tailgate, it's not, if you look, this tailgate's nice and straight too. It's not bowed. It's pretty hard to find these things, not all bowed out. And then I'll show you the lip on it. The lip is in awesome shape. Don't mind these leaves. But if you look at the lip on this tailgate, I mean, this lip right here is immaculate. Hopefully you guys can see that. Like, that's pretty hard to find around here up in New England. I was glad to score this tailgate. But, you know, the main part of this video is I just want to talk about my axle swap for the most part and show people around the truck a little bit and try to get them into it. So thank you very much for watching, guys. Please like and subscribe.